Brought to you by My 11 Circle. Win first prize Jeep Compass. Download the app now.
On the professional front, where is Jeev Milkha Singh headed to now?
Milkha Singh's second innings have started this year. I'm a senior now. I play on the senior tour. Like they welcomed me on the senior tour. They said the rookies here on tour. So I said yes. The baby of the family is here now. And I'm enjoying it. I'm exempt on the Legends tour, which is part of Europe. I'm exempt on the Japanese tour, senior tour. So I'm spending time in Japan and Europe. So I've played 6 events in Europe, and I'm going to play 9 events in Japan. I'm here for a day at the Banyan Tree property, Laguna Resorts. I'm off tomorrow to Singapore for an Asian tour event and off to Japan after that. And I'm going to play about 30 events this year. So basically, I've done events in America, I've done events in Europe. I'm going to do events in Asia now. And then end of November, I head back to America. And that's my target, that I'm going to play 30 weeks a year. Hopefully, I stay fit and healthy. And that's what the goal is. Till 60 plus, I want to play on the senior tour. I want to win a major championship. If I couldn't do it on the main tour as a senior, on the senior tour, I would like to win it for India and for my parents.
You took a sabbatical, unfortunately, after your father, late Milkha Singh's death. You took a sabbatical that was intentional, or you chose to give golf a break, or emotionally, it must have been very draining for you and for the family. So, was that a intentional effort not to, continue with your pro career for a brief while at least?
Um, Mom and dad's going away came as a shock to us because they were healthy. They walked into the hospital, and as we spent a lot of time as a family, 21 days with them in the hospital wearing our PP kits. It came as a shock, and it's just, it took a lot out of us, and especially me. My father got me started to the game of golf, and I just, I didn't have the heart to play this game again. And after both of them going, I just didn't touch a club for 6 months. And the only reason I've come back to playing golf is that, hey, my father started me onto this game, and I don't want to leave it as a loser, and I don't want to be a bad example in front of my son. So I decided I'm going to pick the clubs up. I didn't touch a club for 6 months. Pick the clubs up. I said, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to get fitter. I'm going to work on my game, and I'm going to win tournaments for my parents and for India.
We've spoken a lot with Milkha Singh, and what he used to say was that it was his dream to see an Indian athlete rather, doing well, not just in Olympics but in other events also, and also he wanted to see an Indian walk up to that podium in an Olympic Games. Had he been alive today, he must have been, mighty happy with what Neeraj Chopra did.
Amazing for what Neeraj did. I think hats off to him for dedicating the medal to my father, giving him the respect. He's a true athlete, a humble athlete who's made the nation proud, and a boy who has a heart of gold, and he deserves it. He not only has given respect to my father, but I'm sure the day he won the gold medal, my father from up above must be having tears of joy for that boy. And proud of him, and would love to wish him all the best for the future. Keep up the good work, keep that Indian flag flying high, and I will always be proud of what you've done for India and for this family. Thank you.
Well, and Jeev, just last couple of questions. Where is Indian golf headed to? Because there was a stage when you were, of course, leading the Indian golfing structure or family, if I can say so. You had Anirban. Anirban is still very much active. Gaganjeet Bhullar. Everybody was doing so well. So where is Indian golf headed to now?
I think Indian golf has not yet reached the pinnacle. There is so much of talent in our country. With all these kids doing well, I think there's more to come out yet. I feel there is so much of depth in this game in our country that in the future, you're going to see somebody win a major championship for India. You're going to see top 10 players in the world coming out of India. You're going to see uh, players who are going to be winning medals in Asian Games, in the Olympics for India. So I think we haven't reached the potential what we have right now in India. I think in the future it's going to get better. The Indian tour is growing, the Asian tour is growing, the depth of and the strength of the field of these players is growing in India. Not only 5 can win now, out of the 60, 30 can win. And in the future, it's going to be out of 60, any 60 of them could win. And that's what we need, and that's what's going to happen in the future. It's just going to be uh, a place where golf is just going to boom, and you'll see the players coming out and proving themselves on the world stage.
Well, hopefully, and players, of course, will have to do a lot to reach where you are saying. But golf is considered as a rich man's sport. So, but authorities perhaps may also have to do a lot to make it accessible to normal commoners.
I've always requested the government. The government's doing a lot with the Khel India scheme they've launched. But my request has been for the government, and I've always spoken about it openly. Please have more driving ranges, public driving ranges for people to try their hand out. We've got a population more than 1 billion people. We could have world champions coming out of there. But if they're not given an opportunity, we won't know. So the only way we can give them an opportunity is to have public driving ranges in each city. A public driving range means that anybody who's walking on the street and his son's walking in and says, "Dad, what is this?" He shouldn't tell him that, "No, you can't go here because you're not a member." You can just walk in there, hit balls. You never know, the guy could be a world champion. At least he's given an opportunity. And that's what I request the government, to have more public driving ranges in India. And that's the only way this game's going to grow, and you're going to have world champions coming out.
You've always pushed boundaries. You have many firsts to your name, be it the first one to compete at the Masters. In fact, first Indian to compete at the Masters. Then your journey on European tour. Now the seniors tournament. What was the driving force? You said you didn't want your son to consider that my father has left golf as a pro. What was the driving force? Was that the only driving force?
No, I think I always planned to play the senior tour. But after what happened in the family, I didn't want to play golf because it emotionally set me back, mentally set me back. I said, I don't want to play this game anymore because my father got me started. And then one day I said, I don't want to be a bad example for my son. So I picked up the clubs and I said, yes, I'm going to play this game. I'm going to play for my parents. I'm going to win for them. And here I am. I'm loving it. And I'm staying busy that way, because whenever I go home, because we used to live together, I miss them. And in a way, it keeps me busy to be out there doing what I love doing and giving it the best shot. And hopefully in the future, I'm going to have a few wins.
मेरे साथ जुड़िए मनाने के लिए क्रिकेट का सबसे बड़ा त्योहार। मैच से जुड़े आपके हर सवाल का हम देंगे जवाब। जानने के लिए हर अपडेट, लाइव एनालिसिस, स्पेशल इंटरव्यूज, डाउनलोड कीजिए स्पोर्ट्स तक ऐप।